Have you ever heard something from your parents that echoed in your mind for years? Something that seemed normal, but deep down hurt more than it should have. Parents are supposed to be our safe harbor, the people who welcome us when everything goes wrong, the ones who help us understand who we are. But unfortunately, that's not always the case. Many parents say emotionally harmful phrases without realizing the deep impact they cause. And the worst part is this: when we are children, we have nothing to compare it to. So we believe that this is normal, that this is just how things are, that we are the problem. And that is exactly where the damage begins. Today, we're going to talk about toxic phrases parents say that can leave deep psychological scars. Scars that many people carry into adulthood without understanding where they came from. If you've ever heard any of them, know this: it was not your fault. 1. You look horrible. Have you ever heard the saying, "A face only a mother could love"? It exists because, in theory, parents are supposed to support their children's appearance, not attack it. When a mother or father directly criticizes a child's appearance, something dangerous happens. Insecurity is born early, and it grows silently. The child's mind starts asking painful questions. Am I ugly? Is there something wrong with me? Do other people think the same? These phrases don't stay in the past. They turn into self-esteem issues, body image problems, and constant self-criticism later in life. 2. You're weird. This phrase goes far beyond a simple insult. It sends the message that you don't belong, you're wrong, you shouldn't be who you are. For a child, this is devastating. They don't understand that differences exist. They only understand that being themselves is not acceptable. And so the process begins: hiding, shaping themselves, erasing who they are. Many people grow up desperately trying to fit in because at some point they learned that being authentic was not safe. 3. You're so immature. Now think about this. You try to talk, to express an opinion, to make a request, and that's the response you get. How does that make you feel? Shame? Contempt? Humiliation? This phrase sends a clear message. You're inferior. You can't think properly. The way you feel is wrong. No child should be shamed for their emotions, preferences, or behaviors that harm no one. When this happens, the result is often an adult who constantly doubt themselves. 4. I'll send you to boarding school. This phrase appears in movies, in TV shows, but it also appears in real life. And when a parent says this, the child doesn't hear discipline. They hear abandonment. The message is clear. I don't want you here. You're a problem. I give up on you. This creates a deep wound of rejection, and many times that wound turns into a constant fear of being discarded by others. 5. When you turn 18, I'll kick you out. Technically, turning 18 marks the beginning of adulthood, but emotionally, very few people are ready. When a parent says this, the young person starts to feel like a burden, a weight, someone who is in the way. Guilt appears, the belief that the family would be better off without them. This can create adults who accept anything, any relationship, any job, just to avoid being a burden. 6. It's your fault. This is one of the most destructive phrases of all. When a parent positions themselves as the victim and blames the child, something dangerous happens. The child starts to believe they are the problem in the world. They grow up trying to compensate, to please, to sacrifice themselves. Many emotionally exhausted adults learn this very early. If something went wrong, it was my fault. 7. Respect me. Respect is important, but respect imposed through fear is not respect. When toxic parents demand respect simply because they are older, the message is confusing. Don't question, don't think, obey. This teaches that authority should never be questioned, even when it's wrong. And that can lead to abusive relationships later in life, where a person believes they must tolerate unfair behavior. 8. Do what I say or else. This phrase is a threat. It completely invalidates the child's needs, desires, and feelings. What remains is the feeling of having no value, having no voice, having no choice. Growing up hearing this creates adults who are afraid to say no and struggle to set boundaries. 9. You're terrible at this. Sports, art, school, anything. When parents criticize in a destructive way, the effect is immediate: insecurity. The child begins to feel incapable, anxious, and often gives up before even trying. This creates adults who believe they're not good at anything, even when they have enormous potential.
If you heard any of these phrases, they do not define who you are. Parents make mistakes too. Some repeat patterns. Others hurt without realizing it. But now, you know. And awareness is the first step toward healing. If you've made it this far, I want you to take a deep breath for a moment. Because hearing all of this, recognizing these phrases, realizing they may have been part of your story, is not easy. Many people spend their entire lives carrying an emotional weight they can't explain. A feeling of not being enough, of having to try twice as hard to deserve love, respect, or acceptance. And only now are they beginning to understand where it came from. The truth is, words create roots, especially when they come from the people who were supposed to protect us. When we're children, the brain is still developing, identity is still being formed, and everything we hear becomes absolute truth. There's no filter, no comparison, only our parents' voices echoing inside us. And often, that voice keeps speaking even when they're no longer present. It shows up when you look in the mirror, when you try something new, when you think about expressing yourself, when you're afraid of making mistakes, when you feel guilty just for being who you are. But here's something very important that maybe no one ever told you. You were not born believing you were not enough. That was learned. And everything that was learned can be unlearned. Recognizing that certain words were toxic is not disrespect. It's not ingratitude. It's not playing the victim. It's awareness. It's understanding that something hurt you, even if it wasn't intentional, and that now, as an adult, you have the right to care for those wounds. Maybe your parents did the best they could with what they had. Maybe they were wounded too. Maybe they never learned how to love in a healthy way. But none of that erases the impact those words had on you. And you don't have to keep carrying this. You don't have to keep proving your worth. You don't have to shape yourself to fit in. You don't have to shrink yourself to be accepted. You are not a problem to be fixed. You are not a mistake. You are not too much. You are someone who learned too early to doubt themselves. And maybe, just maybe, today is the day you start changing this story. Change doesn't happen all at once. It begins with small moments of awareness. When you notice that automatic self-criticism and think, that voice isn't mine. When you feel guilty for setting boundaries and remember, I have the right to protect myself. When you're afraid to be who you are and still choose to take a small step toward authenticity, that is emotional reprogramming. That is healing. And no, you're not late. You're not broken. You're not alone. Thousands of people are going through this exact same process right now, waking up, questioning, rebuilding. And if this video helped you even a little, then it fulfilled its purpose. If you felt seen, understood, or welcomed here, like the video. That helps this message reach more people who need to hear it. Subscribe to the channel to continue this journey of self-knowledge, emotional healing, and personal growth with us. And don't go yet. There's another video appearing on your screen right now that dives even deeper into this topic, and it might be the missing piece you need to understand yourself even more. Thank you for staying until the end. Thank you for allowing yourself to feel. And remember, you are not what they said you were. You are who you choose to become from now on. See you in the next video.